Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Metropolis Radio. Today, we are actually taking a look at this really funny article here. Tenet star pretends to forget ending rather than try explaining it. We'll get more into that little tidbit in just a moment because this article does bullshit a lot. Christopher Nolan's Tenet has baffled so many viewers. Its star, John David Washington, keeps fielding questions about its plot and ending. Instead of trying to explain it for people, John David Washington pretends to forget the ending of Tenet after breaking out in Spike Lee's blah blah blah. Okay, don't really care about the career of John David Washington. I remember when he used to play in the NFL. I think he used to play for the Vikings. But I don't think that they ever really mention that here. Washington plays the protagonist, and guys, that's no joke. That is his actual character name, is the protagonist. A secret agent who is recruited by a mysterious organization known as Tenet. With the aid of fellow operative Neil Robert Pattinson, the protagonist must use a complex mode of time manipulation known as inversion in order to prevent World War III. Like most of Nolan's original movies, Tenet has a mind-bending premise that, for some, requires a few watch-throughs to fully grasp every single detail. In fact, some have even questioned if the ending of Tenet makes any sense at all. Spoiler alert, it fucking doesn't. Though he seems like he would be the best person to explain it, Washington is abstaining from answering people's questions about Tenet. In a recent interview with Collider about his Netflix movie Beckett, Washington confirms that he's been getting several questions from family and friends about Tenet's ending. Instead of trying to explain it over and over, the actor has been pretending he's forgot about it all. Here is what John David Washington said, quote, "And I have the luxury of time which I can say, oh, I forgot. You know what? I forgot. You should have asked me a couple months ago. I've forgotten. I've moved on. It's fun." That's what he does. He sets it up for multiple viewings, and this was no different. End quote. Bull fucking shit. And yes, guys, I did do a review of Tenet here on the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, it would be on my old channel. If you're watching this on BitChute or Odyssey, it is on the channel that you are watching this on. To be fair, it would be very exhausting to repeatedly explain the complex, I think they spelled the word right. They meant to say mechanics. They didn't spell. They didn't put mechanics. They put machinations. So I'll just restart. I'll put the right word in there because this author can't write. To be fair, it would be very exhausting to repeatedly explain the complex. God damn it! That one. Fuck this author. I'm moving on. Actually, being one of the people to bring it to life didn't always help with the cast's own understanding. As Washington himself confessed last year, he had to ask Nolan questions repeatedly. Now, being the one in Nolan's position, as in the one with the answers, or lack of fucking answers, Washington is finding it's easier to avoid all queries. Perhaps he's equally baffled about how Tenet shakes out. In the time since Tenet's release, theories have flourished online about everything from the ending to Neil's parentage. There are even some fans who feel it could be connected to Nolan's Inception, since both movies introduce unique concepts regarding time and dreams. Tenet might go down in history as Nolan's most polarizing movie, with some fans praising it to the heavens, and others being much more critical about his approach. One thing is certain, though, it inspired a great deal of conversation, which is sometimes the true mark of a memorable film. It could also work against him. Because here's the thing with regards to Tenet. I said this in my review, but I will repeat it here. Time travel movies live and die by their logic. Now, there's two types of time travel theories that most movies use. They either use the butterfly effect, which is very self-explanatory, or they use the 12 Monkeys approach, in where the time travel only exists because a character from that present has to go back into the past to create the present where the time travel exists. The problem with Tenet is there is no logic to the time travel. At one point in the movie, this is only about 30 minutes in, they're trying to explain the time travel to the protagonist, and no joke, by the end, the head scientist says, don't think about it, just feel it. Right then and there, I knew that was a red fucking flag, and I stopped watching it right there the first time going, oh boy, this movie's not going to make any goddamn sense. And then I tried watching it through the second time, I'm like, yep, there is absolutely no fucking logic to the time travel in this movie. I don't know why people like I think I know the answer to my own question. I was about to ask, why are people saying, "Oh, it requires multiple viewings to in order to, you know, fully comprehend this movie?" I think people are saying that just to sound smart instead of being smart. Because the actual smartest people in the room picked up on the fact that Christopher Nolan didn't explain one fucking ounce of his time travel logic to the audience. Whereas the faux intellectuals want to pretend that this movie has a deeper meaning when it fucking doesn't. And guys, before I go off on a tangent for too long and before I rant and rave for 20 minutes about these faux intellects and these, you know, these Christopher Nolan dick suckers, I better end it right here. If you made it this far, thanks so much for doing so. And if you guys have been following me long enough, you know I am terrible at ending these videos, so I will just see you guys next time.